Next up is Wheels on Meals. They couldn't call it Meals on Wheels because of a copyright issue, but this one's released by Nova in a wonderful package, a slipcover. Yeah, this is a fantastic Jackie Chan Three Brothers movie. This one has Jackie, Yin Bio, and Sammo Hung all doing their thing. This one also has the iconic fight between Benny the Jet Orquides and Jackie Chan, one of the finest fights you will ever see in cinema. This is a fight I literally have studied frame by frame because of its brilliance, its editing, its choreography, its performances. Oh my god, this film has some of the best Jackie fights you will ever see. One of the best Three Brothers films. I love it. Wheels on Meals. Next up is one I haven't seen. This is sort of the Spy Kids of the Jackie Chan universe, I guess. The Spy Next Door. It is a family film. I've yet to see it. I'm not expecting much. It's probably not going to be very good. But I do own it because of Jackie. Shaolin, another one where he is a supporting role. Haven't seen this one. Can't speak on it. Shaolin. I've seen these. Rush Hour 1, 2, and 3. Rush Hour 1 and 2 I love equally. I think both are fantastic. I'm a little bit more nostalgic for the first one, but 2 is just as good in my opinion. It upholds all of the things that the first one does. Doesn't really do anything better or worse. It just is equally as good. However, the third one, which came a solid 10 years after, 8 years after, something like that, all directed by Brett Ratner, by the way, that one was rough. Both characters have aged quite a bit, and the chemistry is still there, but not as good as it was with the first 2 Rush Hours. It has its moments that make me laugh out loud, like when Chris Tucker's singing Michael Jackson in the car. That part kills me. But yeah, what can you say about Rush Hour, man? All 3 films I can have fun with. The first 2 I genuinely love. It wasn't my introduction to Jackie. That was another film I'll be talking about apparently next. But love the Rush Hour films, and I love this package. Isn't that great? Traditional Chinese artwork here, mixed with sort of a Western influence. Pretty cool. So the film that started it all for me when I was but a boy, 7, 8 years old, my father came back from the Academy Video, which was my local video store, and he had a film, and he asked me, you know who Jackie Chan is? And I said, Jackie who? And he was like, Jackie Chan. And that is Rumble in the Bronx. I was in for a treat. He was right. We sat down and we watched this movie not once, but twice, over a whole bunch of popcorn and Twizzlers and whatever the hell else we had. It was one of the most nostalgic nights I can remember watching a movie. And it made me a Jackie Chan fan for the rest of my life. I had never seen an action star like this guy. I'd seen, Arnold Schwarzenegger and Van Damme before Jackie, but Jackie was completely different. He was doing all of his own stunts. He was getting hurt. He was fallible. He was imperfect. He was perfect. I love Jackie Chan, and I love Rumble in the Bronx. Still one of my favorites of his. Stanley Tong directed. Balls to the wall action from A to Z. Love this one. Another one where he is one of the main characters, I believe, or at least a side role, Railroad Tigers. Yet to see this one. Can't speak on it. It is still sealed, but I do have it for the Jackie collection. Next up, another one I haven't seen is New Police Story, directed by Benny Chan. Haven't seen this one. Gotta check it out. I'm a little worried to go past Police Story 3 and 4, because they're all very alike each other, and kind of all in the same universe. These seem to start doing new things, but I do want to give it a whirl at some point, obviously. Little Big Soldier. Another one I haven't seen, one of his more modern period piece supporting role movies, so haven't seen this one. Oh, this is arguably my favorite Jackie Chan film. I think this is his finest film. It's directed by Lau Ka-lung, the legend of the Drunken Master. This is quintessential Jackie Chan. It is a period piece, but it's from the 90s, so it has the 90s Jackie feel crossed with his classic pre-80s period piece feel. It's got the deepest performance out of a Jackie Chan action film that I've seen. I laugh, I cry, I get pumped up. The finale to this is just phenomenal. Every fight sequences in this film is directed and shot and choreographed to the T, especially the first one underneath the train cab where they're fighting with sticks and they're sort of crouched. unbelievably phenomenal action sequences in this movie. It's got real heart, actual poignancy, scenes that'll move you. Jackie Chan, Legend of the Drunken Master, the sequel to Drunken Master, is one of his best films, if not his best. I love this movie. Now, remember when I said the myth sort of took Indian culture, Chinese culture, and amalgamated it into a martial arts fantasy film? This film does it better. Kung Fu Yoga. This, again, is the same director, Stanley Tong, and it has Jackie Chan, a whole bunch of young cats who hold their own fine. I wish Jackie was in it a little bit more. Everyone hates this movie. I like it. I enjoy it. I think it has a lot of heart. I think it feels like a Jackie Chan film. I think this movie feels more like a Jackie Chan film than anything over the last decade, to be quite honest. Maybe even 15 years. And what can I say? I really enjoyed it the first time around. Loved me some Kung Fu Yoga. Yeah, it's got some shoddy CG and questionable cinematography at points, but the action's there, the fun is there, and again, it just feels like a classic Jackie film. Kung Fu Yoga. This one I've not seen. I'm not sure when I will, but I own it because Jackie Chan plays Mr. Miyagi in the Karate Kid remake. Can't stand Jaden Smith. This doesn't need a remake. The original holds up perfectly fine, but I own it because of Jackie. This one I saw in theaters. I was super excited to see it. I was there day one to see two of my favorite actors, really, in the same film, Pierce Brosnan and Jackie Chan. I ended up really liking this movie. I was disappointed to find out that the marketing duped me into thinking that this was a Jackie Chan action film. It is not. It is a Pierce Brosnan crime thriller that also stars Jackie Chan trying to find out what happened to his daughter. Or he knows what happened to his daughter. He's trying to find the men responsible. So that's what this is, but it really does focus more on Pierce Brosnan in an IRA sort of crime political thriller that is very well made. And Jackie Chan's bits are great in it. I just wish it focused more on Jackie Chan. Martin Campbell, by the way, who directed Casino Royale, GoldenEye, The Mask of Zorro, some fantastic films. So, The Foreigner, really good. The Forbidden Kingdom, this one is pretty forgettable. I don't remember much about this. Follows a kid who gets transported into a fantasy world, and it features Jackie Chan and Jet Li. That was the big draw for this film, even though they are supporting characters. They're not in it for too long. And yes, they do end up having a fight sequence, which is shot decently, but The Forbidden Kingdom is alright. Hell, it was the first time we got to see Jet Li and Jackie Chan in a film together. In fact, the only time, to my knowledge. So, The Forbidden Kingdom. Alright, next up, Police Story 4, one of my favorite Jackie Chan films. That is Jackie Chan's First Strike. I love this movie. It's about a bumbling Jackie who finds himself in over his head, as usual, as he's being crossed and double-crossed and tricked into thinking he's one thing and working with somebody when he's not. It's a cavalcade of confusion for our unrelenting hero, Jackie Chan. And it is a police story movie through and through. Balances the comedy with the drama, with the action really, really well. Some of the best Jackie Chan fight sequences ever. Forgive me, my legs, I can't feel. It's got the famous ladder sequence where Jackie's beating a whole bunch of dudes up with a ladder. It's got the snowboarding sequence, a sequence on a high-rise building where Jackie is just overlooking, oh my god, he's up like 60 stories and he's jumping from ledge to ledge like an insane man, which he is, and that's why we love him. Jackie Chan's First Strike, Police Story 4. Love all of the Police Story movies. All of them! Dragons Forever. Dragon Forever. I think it's Dragons Forever, and this is just like a weird print. Anyway, Dragon Forever, the last Three Brothers film. So last time we got to see Yin Bio, Sammo Hung, and Jackie Chan in a film together. This one I like, but I'm not a huge fan of the story that is told here. I'm much more a fan of Wheels on Meals than I am of Dragon Forever. The action is absolutely phenomenal in this, don't get me wrong. It is just as good as Wheels on Meals. In fact, we get a rematch between Jackie Chan and Benny the Jet Urquidez. Not as good, but damn near close. I'll say a really good movie, not a great movie. I gave this one a 3 out of 5, whereas Wheels on Meals is like a 4 out of 5. So, really like Dragon Forever, but not great, and I don't seem to like this one as much as many others do. But Dragon... Whoops. So the next Blu-ray here is actually one that I would save if my house was burning down. Yes, I've thought about this. This would be one that I save. It doesn't even have the original dialogue tracks, but it doesn't matter. I love all of these films. So, we've got Operation Condor, which is actually Armor of God, released in the early 90s, but... oh, I hate how confusing this is. So, without getting into it, Operation Condor 2, Armor of God, is actually the first film. Operation Condor is actually the sequel to this one. I know, it makes no sense. I'll go into it one day as to why and how confusing it is. But essentially, it comes down to how they were released in China and America, respectively. So, down here we got Project A and Project A2. All 4 of these are some of Jackie Chan's best, and some of my favorites. In fact, Operation Condor 2 is one of my favorites of all time, or Armor of God, whatever you want to call it. The one that was released in the early 90s. The sequel to the original Armor of God. Project A 1 and 2 are sort of cops versus the Navy sort of movies, but they all end up teaming up together and fighting crime. These are 3 brothers films. Samuel Hung, Yin Bio, Jackie Chan. All 3 are in both films. Some of the best Jackie action you'll ever see. In fact, the first one has the infamous scene where he's hanging from the clock tower and falls and nearly breaks his fucking neck. So, that is on screen for all of us to see. He didn't die, thank goodness. All these films are fantastic. This would be one I save from my burning home. 1911, haven't seen this one. Period piece, Jackie Chan, drama, war, epic. Haven't seen it. Super Cop and Twin Dragons. A great little set here. Twin Dragons is directed by Ringo Lam and Johnny To, and it's sort of Jackie Chan's version of Double Impact, Jean-Claude Van Damme's Double Impact, or any action movie where the lead character plays 2 roles. In this case, Jackie Chan does that. He plays one that's like a streetwise sort of dude, and then one that's like a piano player. Super Cop, of course, is Police Story 3, has Michelle Yeoh in it, and the 2 of them team up, and it's wonderful, fantastic. Stanley Tong directed. I love Super Cop. Another one of my favorites of his. Great set here. Now, we have this beautiful Twilight time here that has some issues, I will say, with the dubbing and the transfers, but has Snake in the Eagle's Shadow and Drunken Master, both directed by Yinwo Ping, and basically the 2 films that catapulted Jackie Chan into stardom in the late 70s. It was really the first time we got to see Jackie with full reign over the comedy, humor, and martial arts mixture. Yinwo Ping, of course, comes in with his phenomenal choreography skills and action directing, and teaches Jackie, I'm sure, a ton of stuff. So both of these are wonderful. I've only seen... I've only seen Drunken Master. I haven't seen both of them. But Drunken Master is fantastic. Definitely one of his best films that I've seen, period. And so that is pretty cool double feature. A couple underrated films. The first one is definitely underrated. The second one's good too. But Shanghai Noon is just East meets West at its finest. I love it. It's a cowboy film. It's a Chinese film at the same time. It's got both sort of cultures mixed in there. And it's just a fun movie with great action, great humor and chemistry between Owen Wilson and Jackie Chan. I love Shanghai Noon. Shanghai Nights, not so bad either. I'm hoping for a third one at some point. That would be amazing. Next up is Crime Story and The Protector. Haven't seen Crime Story, but I have seen the theatrical release of The Protector. I thought it was okay. It's a little weird to see Jackie Chan killing people in cold blood and cursing, saying the F word, but this was the second time he tried to break out in America and failed. This one was directed by James Glickenhaus, and he had a lot of issues with James Glickenhaus on the set. Jackie had no control over the action sequences. Glickenhaus was like, this is how we do it in America, and that's how they did it. Jackie Chan actually has his own cut of the film. When he went back to Hong Kong, he filmed all of the action sequences over, or at least filmed extra ones, intercut them, and everybody says it's a better film for that, and I believe that. So this actually has that cut on it, so I do want to check that out at some point. The Protector is almost best known for inspiring Jackie to create his own films where he plays a cop. The Police Story films. So we've gotten 7 Police Story films now, all because of how much he hated working on The Protector. Thank goodness we got some of the best Jackie Chan films ever because of his shitty experience in America with Glickenhaus on The Protector. But still a pretty good movie for what it is. I want to check out Jackie's cut, definitely. And last but not least, definitely not least, but not best either. That is Chinese Zodiac. This is essentially Armor of God 3. So I was really pumped to see this when it came out. It did please me. It doesn't have quite all the magic of the old Jackie Chan films, especially the Armor of God films or the Operation Condor films, but it is still in that series. He plays Hawk, the main Indiana Jones-esque character, doing all of his own stunts. It has some really cool action sequences and some really cool adventuring too, where Jackie has a whole bunch of youngsters. In a lot of the films these days, he always has youngsters that he's trying to bring up and trying to train and apprentice in ways, and this one is not any exception. But Jackie Chan is having a good time. You can tell time has taken its toll on him, though. He's not able to do as much as he would like to do. But it still is an Operation Condor film. It's a Jackie film through and through, and I do enjoy it. Whew! Wow. Well, that's going to do it for my Jackie Chan collection. There are a few that I'm missing. Not many. The big one, obviously, is Police Story 1 and 2, but I have owned that in the past. It's just a matter of getting it again when I have some money. I'd love to know what your favorite Jackie Chan films are, so feel free to leave those down in the comments below, and we can get a little discussion rolling as per usual. Do you enjoy the period piece Jackie, or the newer, more modern style Jackie Chan films? Feel free to let me know down below. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up, and if you're new to the channel and want to see more videos like it, feel free to hit the subscribe button, as well as the little bell for notifications. Anyway, guys, I will see you next time. Bored Cyborg, out.